next song has a pretty long opening, long quiet opening. But anyway, hello. Hope you're doing. Fuck that song. 10 minutes long and has like 1 minute of silence right at the start. Bollocks. Hope everyone. Back into. And that I've gotten back into. Oh, hey, upright. How you doing? Hello, Grey Moose. How you doing? I'm good. Doing well. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I found that I'm drawing more again. It's good. I'm getting back into the practice, back into the habit. And a nun leaving retirement back into the habit. That's a pretty shite joke. 5 a.m. for you. Ooh, that sucks. It's rough. I appreciate that you're here, but also, holy crap, early. Yeah, how you been? How you doing? All right. How are me? How are me? How about me? I'm doing good. Yeah, doing good. Had a busy day at work, so keeping things chill for tonight. Don't overdo it. I got a busy enough day tomorrow as well that without adding to it with hijinks. Keep moving. Like, hold on. Let me find a good spot for it. Got a completely new like desk setup, so it's don't mind me just grabbing chat, grabbing my mic, shifting it about. So I need to find what works, and that okay, maybe. Isn't it always the case? Like the moment I started streaming, literally all my friends started messaging me about stuff. Like I'm not answering that, not while I'm streaming. Math. Would grabbing chat be grabbing the mic or whatever you read chat on? It's a good question. It's like the if a dog wore a pair of pants. kind of a question. I always just assume that chat, you're just in the mic. Every time I've like bumped the mic, I've apologized to chat. I guess technically I'd have to grab my second monitor if I was grabbing chat. You're inside my mic. Cheeky, how'd you get in there? How's it 5 a.m. in my mic, but 6:37 on my stream? What you doing with time? Upright. But manipulating time just for the sake of it. It's not good. Healthy thing to do. Teeny tiny little gremlin goblin ghoul that hides in my mic. How you doing there? Fucking get the fuck out of my mic. Or if you, while you're in there, can you just check to see that everything's working properly? Sometimes I get a bit of a hum in my headphones, and I think that's from the mic. Let me know. You sure there's no hum audible on stream? That's good. Sometimes Zombie Slayer will just come in and be like, I can hear a buzzing, and then like we'll be quiet for like 5 minutes, and then it'll be like, it's gone. It's like there's nothing I can do about the buzzing. If there is a buzzing, I can't do anything about it. Feel free to let me know, but it's like not much I could do. I got to know Zombie Slayer, he would just come in and complain about a buzzing noise. Could have been me, admittedly. Could have been my voice. Buzzing noise. Zombie Slayer is rarely that subtle with mockery. Wait, what's the moose wearing? Moose fit check. I'm wearing my hoodie. Hold on. I actually do a moose. So, I'm wearing my hoodie. This is my favorite hoodie. It's got two different colored arms and a sweet mustard yellow for the hood and pockets. Further down, I'm wearing some red Crocs. Wearing my comfort Crocs. And either grey track pants or no pants, depending on who you ask. Not wearing pants. Well, it depends on who you ask. I'm either wearing grey track pants or nothing. If you are, of course, a Twitch moderator, I'm wearing grey track pants. Everyone else, feel free to use your imagination. I'm streaming in my own space. I don't need to wear pants. Don't know if you want to imagine what it is or isn't, what is or isn't covering my crotch. That's fair. That's very fair. But I can't answer one way or another. It's one of the many secrets of this stream, whether or not I'm wearing pants or nothing. We have many secrets on the stream because comic stream, so plenty of story aspects going on. Some of the story isn't even involving RATBB. Some of it's just me being a mess. Mess of a mouse. Just notice the cans that say Yaki. It does say Yaki, so legally distinct. But I noticed one thing I noticed about um, artists and especially art streamers on Twitch is that many of them have very fond tales of Yakult or of drinking Yakult as a kid, or they just like Yakult. Uh, as a Twitch artist myself, I also like Yakult, so I kind of built a bit of a brand around um, drinking Yakult. And I also like drinking Yakult, so I just added them to my stream like overlays. I've just got a few Yakult. You have zero clue what that is? You don't know what Yakult is? Yakult is like a small probiotic drink. Very, very popular in Australia and apparently Singapore. But yeah, it's like these little, not jars, they're like plastic cups of basically like yogurt drink. And it was supposed to be, or not supposed to be, it's supposed to be good for you. It's a probiotic, so good for your immune system and stuff and such like that. But it also tastes really good. Tastes like yogurt, basically, but as a drink. So it was very popular, and I brought it up one stream, and then it became kind of like part of my streamer personality that I just drink a fuck ton of Yakult. You're you're in South America, not familiar with Australian slash Singaporean probiotics. That's fair. That is fair. Admittedly, that's on me. But then again, I also don't know what um, South America has or is familiar with, really. That's what you're here for, to educate me on that. Wait, never mind, you're not in South America, you're inside my mic. Oh yeah, true. How's my mic in South America? Wait a second. Don't have questions. Oh, that's the wrong fucking button. Don't have questions about the validity of your location. Yeah, upright. Oh, that's a fucked up hand. South America is in my mic. So the entirety of South America is in my mic. I know the proportions of my stream assets proportions are very confusing at times. I can get that. Like Punga, he's supposed to be an orangutan. He's supposed to be a baby orangutan, but he's smaller than me, a mouse. So the fact that the entirety of South America can fit inside my mic, which is about just a bit smaller than the size of a mouse, just a bit larger than the size of a baby orangutan. That's real confusing. Not gonna lie. This is a strange world we live in. There's an entire continent inside the mouse-sized mic. Yes. Then again, I guess once things start to get small enough, are we ever going to really be bothered with semantics? Semantics? Yeah, semantics about what's big or smaller anymore. It's all just subjective at this point, isn't it? All of this. Oh, so that's what they meant when I set the localization for my mic. That's what it meant. It wasn't language or anything like that. It was asking me which continent I wanted inside my mic. Now it's starting to make sense. Notice the top point redeem and can't say you're surprised. Hold on. Is it the Yaki one? Yeah, chuggy Yaki. Yeah, because I have yak up that I need to drink every so often. So I always have that there. People don't seem to mind it. But you only just learned about Yakult today. From me, the mouse. So like, surely you're a little surprised. Kind of mouse I am, you know? Bit of chaos, bit of strangeness. And I encourage the weirdness, you know? That's your secret. You're always surprised. That must be quite the life. Hate Dogen's eyes currently. I'm gonna redraw them. Not a big fan of them. World is full of wonders to be amazed at constantly. That's fair. That's gotta be quite the life. Ah, that's fine. Because what I'll do, I'll just erase. Shit. I have an eraser. Like phone chargers and foam. Those are two very interesting examples. Oddly specific, I would say. Not magnets. God, you love foam? Oh, okay. the one thing people don't tell you about doing art is that it's a lot of just like digital art is just that it's a lot of like fucking up and then going fuck and then Control Z over and over again until you're happy with what you got. And then truth about being just an artist in general is that you're never happy with what you got. You have a tendency to take bites out of foam, which became an issue once you soundproofed your room. Yeah, for sure. That makes a lot of sense. Shouldn't be, I mean, yeah, she definitely shouldn't be biting foam. I mean, I get it. The texture is enticing, of course. Like, I can respect that, but also, holy fuck, don't go biting foam. Lumpiness of a scarf. That better. And only just despite everything that may be squishy when bitten. That's a. I mean, fair enough. Did we say like? Yeah. How can I judge? There's no way I can judge for that. And you feel like a mouse would be squishy? Now I'm concerned. Mouse would be furry, surely. A little bit hard as well. Hard on the top. Got a conch. I got what's called the skull. Stores most of my memories and thoughts, concerns about the political climate and things like that. That would be a tough chew, I would say. Tough nibble, if you will. Uh, That's better, but no. Telling me you want to bite me? That's not a nice thing to admit. I guess I should say, remind me to never meet you in person. You say you have concerns over politics, so name every single legislation to ever be passed. Oh, where do I begin? Um, I couldn't even like pretend. I couldn't even fucking pretend. Don't know all legislation. Don't even know most legislation. Don't even think about it really. I just don't want to be homeless or in a bad climate. That's it really. I'm pretty simple now that I think about it. That looking at my own draft and I'm just like, the fuck have I drawn? I'm a fucking idiot. Raymas Done it again. And by done it again, I mean pissed me off with your draft work. It's fucking goofy. It's goofy bullshit. I love it, as if I'm not completely responsible. I just don't want to be homeless is a pretty good political stance. Yeah, absolutely. If you were here for my Dead Space stream, you would have also learned that I really don't believe in the women and children first safety protocol, you know, like getting off the Titanic. If I could get off the Titanic, if I was on the Titanic, I'd want to get off it as soon as possible. So it's survival of the fittest, or whoever can swallow a gobstopper whole, as I said. If I was stuck in a situation where I could get off the situation, like the deadly situation, but I had to swallow a gobstopper whole, I'd do it. That's my general political stance. Doing these creepy fucking eyes. Definitely think it doesn't help that there are just a pair of even creepier eyes hidden behind them. Oh my god. I actually glanced over thinking that that was like one of those ad bots. And then I realized what it was. I can't believe I'm actually part of this generation too. Sometimes I feel, because I'm like the older end of this generation of of Zoomers. Just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh my god, the eyes are nice. One's too low. Ice Cream and Fast and Furious 9 is the best political stance in the political compass. That's good that it's good for something. Pretty sure it's a shit movie. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I didn't care for it. Oh, that's a droopy eye. Oh, that's still a droopy eye. Oh, that's still a droopy eye. There we go. Ugh, still creepy, but at least I understand why. You have never seen a Fast and Furious movie? I wouldn't bother. I mean, they're all right for the memes, and I would say for that kind of potential, it's great. Fast and Furious is great for memes. As a movie, dog shit. What's up, handsome? Wait, shit. I meant mouse. But you are handsome, so I guess you meant to say both. Hey, how you doing, Zombie Slayer? I'm good as well. Chillin'. Been chillin'. Bing chillin'. You will. You've never seen a Fast and Furious movie either? Again, I wouldn't recommend them. Be shite. Good meme potential, good meme value. Other than that, garbage. God fucking damn. Those eyes are haunting. Can't get over the fact that you can't even try to read your name. Yeah, it's just Zombie Slayer, so once you know how it's pronounced, it doesn't matter. I don't try and read it either, really. I just know it's Zombie Slayer. Sorry, just choked on some. Oh wait, his mouth should also be open because he's got dialogue. He got things to say. Fucking, fucking Dogen. And he looks. Yep, cool. He got. You just got a Twitter notification from a fake Andrew Tate account. Gee, I mean, better than a real Andrew Tate account, right? The world we live in. That, yeah. About zombie, most part. Yeah. Who wants to rather real Andrew Tate just so you can fly with a random bald guy with glasses? That's fair. The trolling potential is actually pretty good, isn't it? Pretty enticing. Just fill in the randoms. I would say something about the name zombie, but your ass used to go by Ant. I mean, we all had previous names that we just don't use now. So, did crazy things in our youth, you know? Had names that we don't use anymore, don't like anymore, or not don't like anymore, but maybe just grew out of. Happens. Pretty normal. Oh, that's all line work. Och, I'm a fool. Used the name until recently because you felt it was a fun gender neutral name, but then started presenting more femme. Because that's fair. And it makes sense. That's a third name. If you wanted to go more non binary. That's line work. Fucking hell, wrong layer. Yeah, but that's fair. Fair enough. Like, yeah, like my old gamer tag was completely different to how it is now. It was actually like a completely different like vibe. The whole like Grey Mouse Inc. It had nothing to do with art. It was just gaming. You know, I didn't have any like dreams or things like that with them, with that name. But like, yeah, like it's pretty normal to outgrow names like that. And once you're old enough, you might find a gamer tag that you like. I guess this also can like translate to just life, you know. But like, yeah, happens. Add or am I good? Jump in. I mean, I got to do background, but uh, you got to go do your morning jog. Hope you have a nice stream and that everyone has a nice day. Thank you so much, Upright. Appreciate it. You have a good day. Hey, Loki, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's weird you didn't get the Discord or Twitch notification. That's weird. That is weird. I'll check in a second. It should have worked, that's the thing. Yeah, it was in the Discord. Oh, shit. Weird. You muted my Discord? Son of a bitch. That I would actually honestly understand. I can't. There are some Discords that I'm a part of that are just like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm totally okay with people muting my Discord if it's just doing too much, popping off too much. I think you're just not getting push notifications for whatever reason. Yeah, weird. And you never mute a server you mod for. Well, that's a decent thing for you to do. Fair enough. Although there are parts of Cali's you keep muted because even you sometimes need sleep. Exactly, yeah. That I can understand. Holy shit, that there would be like sections of Cali's Discord that are just like going off 24/7, surely. Or a lot at the very least. I think I may have muted Cali's Discord. I don't get a lot of notifications on Discord anymore just because I was a part of a Discord chat that was just constantly had messages and things happening, and I was just like, please, I can't handle this anymore. It's so fucking annoying. So constant, I just couldn't stand it. That back. I need to go back one more page just to get the right. Hmm. That's absolutely the wrong color. And also it should be this way, because of where Dogen is standing, realistically. Then it'll be the same red, because I know what I was doing. There you go. The childish... Oh wait, no, hold on, I need the tree color. Spoke too soon. The childish coloring in part is pretty much done now. So, get to the actual details. Heavy details. Day 2 of Zids went pretty good, but you're exhausted modding and keeping books for 12 hours. Day really takes it out of you. Yeah, for sure. If you need to take a rest, like, by all means, take a nap. But you've more than earned it for sure. So definitely, if you feel the need, fuck, feel the need to take a nap, just do. I'll be here. You know, I may not be here when you get back because I do run a pretty short stream, but like, don't matter. Don't matter. I got VODs. You can always rewatch them. But I'm glad that it went well. Glad to hear that. You will in a bit, just winding down, going to do things like get some water and have a bit to eat, just stuff to get ready to sleep. Nice. Fair enough. I'm glad to hear that, actually. I will say it really goes to show, like, how, you know, it can really, like, your drawing can really depend on your mood. Because, like, I basically have started drawing every single day, which is great, and I've gotten back into the habit of drawing every single day, and it's been really good. Both for my mental health and regulating my mental health and stuff like that, and also just getting better at illustration just through constant practice. But then also, if it's just not the right day, then it's like you actually really do still struggle to make art. You know, because I'm like here and I'm just like, I fucking I'm hating what I'm doing, and I know it'll be better once I get the shadows in and do all that stuff. But I'm just like, fuck, I'm an idiot. I can't draw. All of a sudden, a dumb brain being dumb. Yeah, I don't know how y'all do it, honestly. Yeah, I think it really does sometimes just depend on the day. And as a result, like, one of my favorite things is Kohi Horikoshi, who is the illustrator and creator of My Hero Academia. There's a really good uh, panel of his comic, or not panel, but like creator's notes of his comic or his manga. And it's like, it's two different drawings of Deku. Um, but one's done really like in a really cruddy way, and the other is like incredible detailing, incredible line work and stuff like that. And it's like, this is done by the same artist, just on two different days. And it's like, it really does, like, it really do be like that sometimes, where you just can't draw, you know? Or if it's digital art or even like traditional art, something could be just slightly off. Like your pen could be not calibrated properly, or the page settings are just wrong, and then you're just like, I can't fucking draw. I just can't fucking draw. Am I stupid? It's happened to me. You know? It's happens. Okay, you know? Okay to be shit some days, and good others. Fine. As long as you don't give up. That just guarantees that you're shit every day. Oh, that reminds me, for whatever reason, last time I had some rum, you found two of your favorite drawings to show you, although finding a higher resolution version of one was proving difficult. Ooh! Well, be sure to show me. Yeah, I'd be super keen. I'd be super keen to check them out. Gonna try and find a better version of that one. That's all good. No rush for that kind of stuff, as long as if you find it in later on down the line, just remind me, and then I'll still be super keen to check it out. I love seeing art. No matter who it's from, if it's good, I love it. Bad, I love it too. If it's somebody learning to draw, I love it even more. I love seeing people's art. Tell you what though, one thing I'm very proud of, that I'm no longer anxious about the presence of which while I draw. And it's one of those things that I realized, but I only realized because I realized I'd stopped realizing it. And it's Twitch doesn't bother me anymore. Its presence here, its presence while I draw, just doesn't bother me anymore. Awesome. Like, it's such a cool thing. Because it used to, like, a lot. I used to feel like I really had to entertain or just draw well. Like, I had to constantly draw well. That, as a result, made me apprehensive to draw at all. I felt that perfectionism, and now it's just not the case. It's like, look at me, I'm drawing drawing something that I consider like, if RATBB really takes off, people are gonna be like, and this is the panel that Grey Mouse fucking hated. But the one you have a good quality for, a quality of in general. Some people say the eyes are over rendered, but I think that's part of why you like it. Check it out. Right here. Right here. Here's your mouse. And let's jump. Actually, let me check. Oh, yeah, that's safe for work. Jump on over. Hunger. Look at that art. That's beautiful. That's really lovely. Let's see. That is super. Nah, nothing can be over rendered. I think that's awesome. Like, it's just cool. It's just like that a lot. My tea is cold. Yeah. I found a better version of the other. It's less safe for work, but Would still be within TOS. Best to check it yourself first. Okay, I will look at it first. Good thing I switched over. Oh, yeah. I see that you added something into the anime recommendations. The story this one tells is why you love it. Ooh, keen on that. Oh, that's not. Oh, yeah. I mean, I get what you mean, of course. But it should be fine. It should be okay. If we end up being banned like Nev, then we end up being banned for a little bit. But like, this one should be okay. It's super cool, and it's such a fascinating like expression of what it is depicting. Thanks for sharing those, Loki. They're super cool. And I love the color. I love the contrast with the orange and and then the gray drab of the military fatigues, and then also the destroyed kind of, not wasteland, but the destroyed setting behind it as well. I love that stuff. I love stuff with really good like color composition. I'm a big fan of that for sure. So I really appreciate you sharing those with me, Loki. Super cool. You also love the touch of both the yellow flower and the what appears to be chemical burns on her arms. Yeah, it's a very powerful image and a very striking uh, visual motif. I can see why you're a big fan of that. I get it. Like, it seems super cool. See, we don't just talk anime. I mean, anime is in itself art, but I was gonna say like we talk classics, we talk classic art, we talk art theory. Great, great. Not only saying that because I'm thinking about probably putting together a channel trailer. So I like the idea of like trying to sell this stream to new viewers. Not that Punga sleeping isn't adorable, but it's only a 5 second clip. The Evangelion one is your background on your console. That's cool. I would like something like that on the, like as a console background. I think I've got Diva currently still on my PS4, which I should really change because I haven't played Overwatch in years. Mouse, what is Cody? Ko-Fi? Is it like PayPal? Ko-Fi is basically, it's more like Patreon. Um, and you can buy me like coffee and things like that. You can donate to me for things like that. I'm not advocating for it currently just because I don't need the money or things like that. But it's just a little thing that I wanted to do. Also, it you can request commissions from me, and that's the big thing that I want to use Ko-Fi for because I'm very bad at commissions. I'll just go like, "Yep, I'll take it on," and then I'll take on too much work, and then I'll burn myself out. So Ko-Fi allowed me to kind of set commissions and then set a limit on commissions. So my thing currently is that commissions are open. I have commissions open for a few different like delegations, but they're limited. That's like tier 1, 2, and 3, right? Yeah, sort of. I don't have tiers for my Ko-Fi. It's all just like if you pay for the membership, then you basically um you get what everything that comes with the membership, which is you get access to the original version of RATBB. So I made a comic version of RATBB a few years back on, and it's black and white and fairly rudimentary when I was slightly less experienced as an artist. But it's there, and you'll actually find a lot of the story beats have similarities. But then also you can get access to RATBB early, so I've actually begun publishing the pages of RATBB with the dialogue and writing included in them on Ko-Fi. So if you're itching to find out about the story, you can get to it there. But basically, one of the big things that you can get is commissions. And you don't have to get that through the membership. You can actually just pay for a commission, and then I'll have a commission to work on. And the prices are kind of listed there as they are. And then also like categories and designations and things like that. I'm looking to expand on that as well. And I need to ask, I think, Moni or Calypsial about stickers and how to set up actual like physical stickers on a store for that. But things like that, because I'd love to do more stickers, like not just Ratchet and the Beanstalk Brigade stickers, but like I was telling Moni about a sticker idea that I had, which was just a raccoon with a diving helmet saying "Show us your cooch." So I'd like to do more of that. Your PS4 one has only and will only have one background, and it's the interactive Final Fantasy 7 R1 of Tifa on the. Oh, I know that one actually. Yeah, that's really good. And it plays the theme song, and you love it so much. I've never played a Final. Well, I've never fully invested in a Final Fantasy game, but I know that background, and it's fucking awesome. Like, genuinely, like, fully respect that. Like, 100%. I respect that so much because I know the wallpaper. I don't know the game, but I know the wallpaper, and it's fucking awesome. And that just goes to show how awesome the wallpaper is. Just some guy who doesn't know the game, knows the wallpaper. When people show me like Final Fantasy VII screenshots or gameplay, I'm just like, wait, is that girl from the wallpaper? That's fine. Currently, like all the so like Twitch and Ko-Fi are literally only there to help regulate my art, basically. I don't want people to go into my Ko-Fi and just be like, "Oh yeah, here's like $10 just for just doing you," and I'm like, I don't want people to do that, because I don't need the money. I live pretty well without donations and things like that. So it's like it's not for the money. I do it because I need a better way of regulating commissions, and then maybe making stickers and a good excuse for having stickers. Since you love Dead Space and Halo, your wallpapers are of them. Those are both really good choices. My computer wallpaper is Over the Garden Wall, and you guys have heard to death how much I love Over the Garden Wall, so that just makes sense. And the song it plays is Tina's theme, Tifa's theme, I assume, your favorite song from a game, and one of your favorite songs, period. I think, like, the song, I know of the song, like, in the recesses of my brain because I know the wallpaper. keep coming back to that wallpaper, but it's like, I know the song, but I might listen to it. Actually, hold on. Hold on. I have Spotify open. House, have you played Fallout 1 and 2? If so, what do you think of them? I haven't played them. Checkmate. No, I haven't played them, but I've heard very good things about them. There are certain games that I haven't played just because I guess it's like that monkey brain kind of aspect to me where I don't really play games that like are a certain that are before a certain time period. So like Psychonauts is probably the oldest game I'll play, if that makes sense. I guess like I don't really play games that are from the early 2000s just because it's not the kind of, I guess, like I have like a minimum requirements for graphics, I think. And I'm also not a huge fan of top-down games. I think that's probably a better distinction, is that I'm just not a fan of top-down kind of games, or like the God View kind of games, unless they're Frostpunk or you're managing like a city, like a city builder. That makes sense. Kind of the same way you just don't get into older games because it's just high score for a lot of games, but you'd love to learn more about them. That's fair. That's super fair. And like, I think that's a reasonable thing to want for sure. For me, yeah, I'm very much the same. I don't really want to, I don't feel quite as inclined to play games like that. But if it's a good story, then I'd be curious about the story. And I know that Fallout 1 and 2 do have good stories to a certain extent, but like still very good stories. Uh, your phone, Xbox, and computer all have Evangelion, and they are named Casper, Balthazar, and Melchior, three wise men, but also the names of the three supercomputers in Evangelion each contained AI corresponding to different facets of the AI's designer. That's cool. I need to watch Evangelion. It's on my list. Actually, it should be on the list. Hold on. People are going to be like, wait, why did Grayma suggest something on his own anime recommendations? I do what I want. I do what I want. Oh, I'm about to post your top 30 for you on the Discord. Sweet! I'm actually super keen on that. Please, like, if you do have recommendations, please do just drop them in the anime rec uh, panel. Channel. Like, seriously. Do, I'm keen. Older games are just dated, but not bad by any means. You know, I know you didn't say that. I'm just clarifying. Yeah, exactly. You get me. Like 100%. That's exactly it. The best part of Evangelion is the fact the show can be as shallow or as deep as you want it to be. That's awesome. And unlike what we're talking about with games, anime, I actually have found that I can still enjoy the older anime, like illustration style, because one of my favorite animes is Akira. Like, and that has a very old style. Like, genuinely, if you look at that movie, all the guys either look like Tetsuo or Kaneda in some capacity. Um, but it's still fucking excellent. It's an excellent story. It's an excellent movie. It's an excellent manga series that I have. I think I have all of, but I haven't read all of yet. I need to get through them. I also have to get through Berserk. I'm up to volume 2. Haven't read volume 2 yet. I've got it. Haven't read it. Busy. Bit busy risen up Adelaide. And Broome, I guess. Loki, if that what Evangelion is, that's so interesting. You can go from giant robots fighting monsters to it's about depression of the author and his past trauma, that caused it and everything in between. Yeah, which is super cool. Didn't think I've watched that kind of anime. Hmm. It's fascinatingly and also tragically deep, from what I've heard, and I will watch it, all of it, or enough of it that it makes sense. Because I know there are like different abridged versions to a certain capacity, but it's also one of those things like I only watch dubs if I'm eating because I can't watch subs while eating because I can't eat and watch at the same time. There's only so much my brain can do at one time. As you guys know, like from watching me, like there's only so much my brain can do at one time. So if I'm watching an anime while eating, then I'm watching dubbed, and sometimes it's like I'm watching One Piece. Holy fuck, the dub voice for Luffy is fucking bad. Like, holy fuck. Oh, and Usopp. Usopp's voice is fucked. Only reason Steins Gate loses to it in your list is because it's more straightforward in its themes of fatalism versus determinism versus escapism. That's cool. I mean, that's fair enough as well. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think. Like some of my favorite, I mean, my favorite anime of all time is Parasite, and that handles themes like some deeply traumatizing themes of mortality and humanity, but it's also very straightforward with it and very blatant as well in its delivery. It doesn't really like play around. It's just like, oh yeah, this is just trauma in a little Ziploc bag. And I'm gonna open that Ziploc bag in your face, you know? Mouse, is it just me, or are the Enclave specifically in Fallout 3 not completely one-dimensional bad guys? I don't think they are that, even if they are portrayed as a blank slate. Yeah, no, they aren't really the bad guys. They're trying to restore America to the way it was, but it's just like one of the tragic truths is that it will never be the same. It will never be the same, and it's pointless to try because the pursuit of the old is romanticized in Fallout with, you know, literally every single Fallout game romanticizes the old world. Intentionally, of course. It's not an accidental thing. Like it's intentionally romanticizing the old ways of the world. Um, because it will never have them again. And ultimately, like who doesn't understand the concept of like nostalgia and basically the Enclave are fighting to return to that state, but it's just impossible because the world has been so brutally changed, isn't it? We will restore the old ways to make things better, but it will be the way we want, which means some people are bound to suffer, and mostly because we hate them. Yeah, exactly. It's that. It's like we can reshape the world, so we'll reshape it into the things that we like, and then exclude the things we don't like, which is bad because that's not a that's not a growth mindset. Very regressive. Uh, there you go. There's my top 30. Sweet. Love it. I will check them out. And then I may as well get a Crunchyroll subscription, really. It's holy fuck, let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. Go headlong into the animes. Isn't that what you said about the Assassins of Assassin's Creed? That they had to no growth mindset unless they fail? Yeah, exactly. Like everything, nothing is true, everything is permitted. But they were up against people who, Templars, who were basically like, we have all the time in the world. We know when the world is going to end, and so did the Assassins. And the Assassins only waited till like they had a great hero who could basically do the job for them. And as a result, they hoarded their knowledge and didn't hand it out freely. Like, as we learn from, like, you can say what you will about Assassin's Creed 3, but it is made abundantly clear that the recruitment for Templars is actually remarkably persistent. And as a result, there will be one great assassin every few decades, but then there will be many more Templars. And ultimately, it is a battle of quantity over quality, because all of Ezio's work is completely undone by the time we get to the next assassin. And then, because, like, we see the world that, like, has been left behind by Ezio in Assassin's Creed 3. The assassins are dwindling in numbers and dying out, and that's literally like it may also be a story writing issue from Ubisoft, but like every single newer Assassin's Creed starts with an assassin's guild that is dwindling in numbers and dying out. And the assassins are really strong when they are strong, but equally as extremely weak when they are weak. Is that right? Yeah, their numbers are limited, and then as a result, they make substantial progress, but with a slow turnaround. Or no, not with a slow turnaround, with a long cooldown. Because ultimately, you're not going to have assassins doing that shit all the time. Got Desmond, he was like the hope for humanity. And he fucking does one thing and then dies. Sorry, spoilers. Does one thing and then dies. And it's like, cool, he was going to become a great assassin. Doesn't matter now, he's dead. Warning, a few of them are just so bad, they loop back around to good, like High School DxD and also 31 now because you left one out. Fair enough. You have free reign to just chuck stuff into that Discord channel. I want that to be cluttered. I want that to be a cluttered channel. Send through your shit. It's like empires having Caesar, Genghis Khan, etc., that when they have those leaders, it's great, but holy shit, when those people die, well, that's all the progress done, right? Yeah, exactly. Nothing is forbidden, everything is permitted. Good old nihilism. Yeah. Exactly. It's cool. It's a cool story beat, but it's also like so consistent. It's like, oh, we're assassins, we're dying out. And it's like, it happens every single fucking time. The only time we actually see a prosperous Assassin's Guild is in Ezio's timeline. And then it dies out by the end of Ezio's time. Skill issue. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Because, like, let's be honest, Charles Lee, the main antagonist in Assassin's Creed 3, just some dude. He's just some dude who's kind of racist. And then because of the sheer numbers of the Templars, they almost killed the one assassin that is still left. Because the only other secondary assassin who is around is Achilles, and Achilles is an old man with a walking cane. And it's like, this is not much of a Assassin's Guild. Then we jump to Syndicate, and it's like the Assassin's Guild is more established, sure, but it's also like, welcome to London, we're dying out again. And then what, we have Unity, and Unity's like, Unity has such a fucking good introduction, and then it's just boring after that. It's like, genuinely, the introduction inside the pyramid is fan-fucking-tastic. It's incredible. And then once you leave the pyramid, it's boring as fuck. And it's like, it's maybe one of the quickest turnarounds in like immersion or enjoyment like quality that I've ever felt. Genuinely, I'm just like, oh, this sucks. Got into the first few Assassination Creeds, but fell off. They were too overwhelming with not enough story to balance it out for you. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly like the issue. Is that after after Brotherhood, it starts to really dwindle in quality. And like, to its credit, I think Assassin's Creed Black Flag was like a really good return to form, but then it never returned to form after that. Like, it didn't bring anything new after that. It was just like, we'll just add one new cool thing every single time we revamp the series. And it's like, who gives a shit at this point? Just make other games. Assassin's Creed is over. Just get over it. It's fine. You know, fine for things to end. Achilles is actually older than Dust at that time. It's like saying we have Yoda on our side in the Jedi Order, but it's years after his prime. Exactly. Black Flag was a fluke, but you loved it. Black Flag is great. Not a lot of replay value, but it's still really good. Because if you 100% it, then you're just like, well, I'm done. I'm done. You know, had my time. It was fun, but I'm done. But I would ultimately rather live in Loki's world where it feels more like an accidental win than in a world like the consumerist lens where it's like they knew it was going to do good, but they were holding, like, they withheld a good game until they needed it. Like, I'd rather not think that. Possibly the case, but like, I'd rather not think that. I'd rather live in my ignorant little bubble, or not ignorant, optimistic little bubble, than live with that kind of perspective. But yeah, as I was saying, it's like, it's fine for things to end. Why are people so hell bent on keeping things going? Like Disney remaking every single animated film they ever made because they've run out of ideas. And so much of AC is the same. Running has been the same for years, yeah. Yes, I'm sure at some point they could have gotten away with changing the running animation and people don't get mad that it's different, but at a certain point they box themselves into, if we change something, it won't feel like Assassin's Creed, but if we change nothing, same thing. Every year, yeah, absolutely. I think after the whole feathers slap in the face of Assassin's Creed 2, they were already on thin ice for you. That's fair. Honestly, that's fair. I think the feathers was a bit excessive. The amount of feathers was just fucking insane. But yeah, I'm gonna say, thinking of something, but I can't remember it. Oh well. I think there was a certain point. I think the last Assassin's Creed game that I bought was Unity. Because I liked the intro so much, but then I played the rest of it and I'm like, oh yeah, this is nothing new. Like, because also like with Unity they were boasting about a new combat style, and it is a new combat style. To be fair, it's not just counter to win, but it's just it's just Dark Souls done worse. And there are so many games like that that are just like Dark Souls combat just done worse. And running out of ideas isn't bad to acknowledge it. Exactly. Yeah, if you acknowledge that, it's fine. Like, just once you do get ideas, just do that. Fine. You don't have to keep Assassin's Creed alive. You can let it go. It's okay. I don't think it's not like FIFA where it's like you could kind of just keep releasing the same old shit with a few additions or changes. No, not like that. Um, just let it go. And it's okay for things to end. Like it's completely okay for things to end. Like with this comic, I have what I have planned out. If if it actually took off and was really popular and people were like, "Oh, can you do like a series following, this character or this or this or this?" And I'd be like, "No, done. Over. Just reread it. Just enjoy it. Enjoy what was there. I'm not adding more. You fall in love with a character because there are characters in this series that I am so fucking keen to show off and introduce on stream. Like I'm so keen, but they won't have their own spin-off series, because I didn't write one for them. So I'm not gonna add one. Once the series is done, it's done, and then I'll move on to something else. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be dead by then. You would suggest the Saboteur and Ghostwire Tokyo. They're made in the same spirit, but have good stories, and you never got too overwhelmed. That's good. I would like to play Ghostwire Tokyo, for sure. Um, I haven't heard much about the Saboteur, but I would also, I could also be convinced to play it. I'd much rather for a lot of things to die and go out on their own terms, with most of it being good, rather than, well, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and Q3 are pretty dog shit. Not sure why they made them. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I would also much rather they just end on their own terms than persist constantly, or because like Stranger Things is doing that now. It should have ended a long time ago, and now it's living like a half-life. And people are starting to notice the faults in it as well, where they just introduce a new character and then kill them off because they need like shock value, but it's no longer shock value, it's just um emotional holding your audience emotionally hostage. That's better. That's because it's from 2009. Yes, that's fair. And we're back. That all the colors filled in? Looks like it. Cool, let's get to shadows. And getting interested in something that has, let's say, 3 games and 4 books is cool since there's not that much to know, so it's easy to remember. As a Halo fan, you love the series, well, mostly, but holy fuck, there's 36 novelizations for Halo and about 16 games, because if you want to know something, it's in a book or something, but with more franchises, read one of the 4 books and you'll find it. Yeah, exactly. Basically about liberating a Nazi-controlled Paris, and as you do more in the zones, they go back from black and white to color. Yeah, I know of Saboteur, um, because we used to have we used to have a TV show in Australia called Good Game, Good Game and Good Game Spawn Point, and both the hosts of that now stream, but they reviewed that game once, and I remember it, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I remember you talking about it in one of the last streams. Yeah, probably because it's such a unique concept. It is, yeah, it sounds super cool. Ah, shit. Realized there's no grey in Dogen's eyebrows. I'm a fool. And let's get shadows. Mouse, were you a Nintendo DS kid? I'm playing yours. You're playing yours right now. Yeah, I was. I was a Game Boy Advanced kid. I had a Game Boy Advance, and then I had a Nintendo DS. I had a DS Lite, and I had a 3DS. Loved Nintendo as a kid. Wanted to get, um, I wanted to play Wind Waker, but it would have meant that I had to have gotten a Wii U because I was too young for the N64. Now, another one of your favorite pieces of art is the persistence of memory. You have a feeling you don't need to post that one. That's fair. I don't know if I mean, the name is vaguely familiar. Dali Melting Clocks. Yes. Oh, that is a good one. Salvador Dali was a dude. A master of the surrealist art form. A very fascinating man. Uh, speaking of surrealism, speaking of surrealism, Frida Kahlo. There is a Frida Kahlo exhibit currently going on in Adelaide, and I'm keen to check it out. But she was also just a master of the surrealist art form. Studied surrealism in high school, and I almost became a surrealist artist because I fell down a pit of depression. Oh, that feels weird to say in such a humorous tone. Speaking of surrealism, that's another anime you need to add. It's just a movie. Oh, cool. Is it Paprika? That's just like a total guess. I don't think that I would love to watch. I'd love to watch Paprika and Perfect Blue. Both are on my list. Okay, fine, then I'll add a different one. It was Paprika. No, please feel free to add it because I need it on the list. I want to watch Paprika. Because holy fuck, what a movie. It seems super cool. And wasn't Inception inspired by Paprika? I love I also love just the word paprika because it's spice. But I know it's not meant to be like that's not the point of this animated anime movie. Not just about spice. But I love that that's what it's called. Ah, fuck. Act from the Mouse and Grey Sock Puppet. Hold on, let me just. Grey Sock is. Oh, there we go. Grey Sock. And a fact. Right. That boy up. Give me a moment. Trying to think of like the many subjects. Perfect Blue is another good one. I fucking love the idea of Perfect Blue. I need to see that. Yes, please add that to my recommendations if you're adding recommendations. Uh fact. Let me yeah, just trying to think what would people not know? I can always do mushroom facts, but that's always like that's an easy one. That's not fair. Cheating. Um It's always one of those things when it's like, oh, like you need to think of either a joke or a fact really quickly, and you're just like, oh, cool, my brain's gone blank. Uh, ooh, I know. So, just a little fact. The the association of with death and a fiddle or a violin. So, death is commonly associated with a violin in most media and most historical stories. Basically, this originates from a specific kind of fiddle that had uh, one more, so six strings as opposed to the normal five. And it was notoriously difficult to play. So notoriously difficult to play that most people associated it with being otherworldly difficult to play. So if you could play it, you could bargain with death. And thus the symbolism of the violin being associated with death was born. I get historical facts like that. At Mawazu. Random fact, you know, Cleopatra was so good at oral sex that she performed on Caesar. Caesar gave Cleopatra the name Golden Mouth. That's fascinating. I also know that that Cleopatra was actually Macedonian, as opposed to Egyptian. She wasn't actually Egyptian, which I guess is strange, considering that she was the Queen of Egypt. But good for her. But then again, we also don't know like the general quality of oral sex back then as well. It could have been like just like spat on it, and then I'm not continuing this. Not continuing this point. Just not wise, you know? It's just not wise. Good old crossroad demon. Good old crossroads demon. Demons. Yes. No, I don't think I will. I think I've made a mistake here somewhere. Go on. No, I don't think I will. Is that why the violin is so commonly played at funerals? Yes, and I would also assume because of the just the sound of it. Have I seen Zid's new emote? I have. It's super cursed, but also very good. I like it. I like it a lot. I should work on some new emotes as well. Reminded me. I've added it. Like I've got a new stream overlay for the stream starting stuff. Should just make a new set of emotes. Yeah, that one. It's fucking ugh. Great, but also horrifying. A fantastic artist. Touched it. She actually touched it. Caesar probably after seeing Cleopatra. Yeah. We don't know how. Actually, the Egyptians were pretty well groomed. I was gonna say we don't know how filthy people were generally, but you know, they were probably pretty okay. Unlike medieval Britain, which was fucking mess. So much so that the rat plague just swept through and fucking decimated its population. Because of the lack of first, oh, because of the lack of primary sources of information on these time periods, a lot of the recession of the Black Death was equated to, God smiling upon them and all that jazz. But the truth was, it's because the streets were then cleaned, and because the population was lessened, uh, the garbage and waste was reduced, and so as a result, there were fewer rats, and more so than that, there were fewer fleas that carried the Black Death. You also know that one of the first vibrators was bees in a gourd, yeah, which sounds fucking horrifying. Because ultimately, those poor bees. I'm sure, Callie would not appreciate that. Poor bees. Tell you what, I almost picked up a book on Australian bees because I was like, oh, that'd be super cool if I could just learn about more bees. And I'm like, no. My comic isn't about bees. It's not RATBB. About goblins. Not about bees. Stop. Gotta stop buying books. Books so much though. Gotta stop buying books on insects. Done. Done with insects for now. I've got Silent Earth. That's good enough. That's not right. That's just not correct. Going to put the melancholy of Haruhui Suzumiya, but for real, the love of all that's holy skip episode. Oh, for real, the love of all that's holy skip episodes 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Anytime I see FR, because I know you mean 4, But my brain goes, for real? That fucked my brain up. That fucked my head up. Yeah, like I said, I'm actually okay with this panel now that I've added in shadows and given it form and shape. But before I was like, fuck this panel. Fuck this panel. Fucking hate Dogen. All of a sudden, just really negative about my own comic. It's the artist's brain. It's the artist's mentality. Your brain is going to be like, fuck this. You know? Any artist you know. Name an artist. Fucking Calypso. We just named Calypso, you know? She'd be like, every so often in the back of her mind, and she wouldn't say this because she's just, you know, sweeter than sugar. She'd be like, fuck my work. This work fucking sucks, you know? Every so often. Just is what artists do. You'll put that in the Discord too, but do you like Groundhog Day? I do. Do you have a Groundhog Day anime? Wait, is that ReZero? No. No. What's it called? You'll know. You'll know. Loki will know. Oh yeah, every artist struggles with imposter syndrome. Yeah, exactly. You know, even the most upbeat, um, wonderful artists, you know, even like the people who just shouldn't need to worry about it, they always do. Yes, ReZero is kind of Groundhog Day. Ah, okay. Cool. I have some anime knowledge. But yeah, like every artist, every creative suffers from imposter syndrome to some capacity. Sucks, but it just, you know, once you know it's normal, once you normalize it, it's okay. One of the best ways to help people who do suffer from imposter syndrome is just to jump into their chat and be like, "Hey, I want to let you know your art sucks, shit," and yeah, it really helps them. I do not condone that. Please do not go jumping into other people's chats and telling them that their art is shit because that's really mean. That's really unhelpful. It's really harsh. And if you say that I told you to go do that, I'm gonna deny it. Gonna deny it. I will. And if I see any of you motherfuckers clip that, me condoning bullying, be livid. Uh, I love Groundhog Day, but the Endless Eight, as they're called, are the 6 episodes that you said to leave out. They are repeated, but with like 3 different lines of dialogue. So all of the bad parts of Groundhog Day for 3 hours. Oh god, actually, yeah, no, fuck that. That sounds awful. Or at the very least, a real rough watch. Mouse, I want to redeem a grey review command, but I don't know what you've played or watched in the past. If you just redeem it, you like we always do. If you just redeem it, we can just chat, figure out something. Yeah, I left the first and the last ones in, but yep, 8 episodes that are almost exactly the same. Fuck yeah, fuck that. Watch them, but never again will I, and I will never suggest them. That's fucking fair enough. That sounds really. And for me, who like, I can, I need to like be able to enjoy the episodes to keep going, because like even with shows I'm fully invested in, like One Piece, I drop off it all the time. I need to remain really invested to just keep going with it. So yeah, if it's just all the same episodes, fuck that. Uh, Question Mouse, what is the worst thing for God or a god to be emotionally? Oh, that's tough. Because like my immediate reaction is a narcissist, but then ultimately there are a lot of narcissistic gods in pantheons. So I guess that's probably not accurate. Don't know what to put here. We'll just suggest some shows. Uh, in The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya is bored, and I can agree with that. Yeah, like so. Yeah, like an apathetic god that sucks. Like that's terrible. Like that's really like worrying if you're a person existing in that world. But then yeah, like a god that's bored, then it's like you do not know what's gonna happen. Like you could just be obliterated in a big ball of fire because your god is just done, just sick of persisting. Uh, like my namesake, everything Loki did was because of being bored. Yeah, exactly. It's like chaotic and a bit and really terrifying. I also kind of like I like what the boys have done with Homelander, where he is all powerful, but he is also like desperate for attention, and he's desperate for acceptance as well. So he will fall in with the wrong people just to get it, or just to be accepted and loved, and that leads to him being manipulated quite easily. Uh, you've seen Walking Dead, then review it, assuming you haven't asked me to review it before. I loved the first few seasons of Walking Dead when it was, when it was Rick Grimes waking up from his coma and relearning about the world and basically being like its savior, but then ultimately also the world was really grim. I really liked the early seasons, they were great. As it persisted for too long, I slowly grew to really not enjoy it. Not even like just get bored of it, I just didn't enjoy it. And it slowly felt less and less for me. And then I stopped watching it. I haven't seen how it is recently, but I think like even the spin-offs I couldn't be fucked with. Is The Boys worth it? It's like if celebrities were superheroes, right? It seems like a good show regardless. The Boys is fantastic. If you're feeling a little burnt out with a lot of like the Marvel shows and things like that, I actually would highly recommend The Boys because it is a exploration of superheroes from the ground, like from the civilian side. It's actually really good, and I know there was a comedy show that tried to do this where they were basically like an insurance company for superheroes, and it was supposed to be like a comedy, and it bombed in the first season. The Boys is fantastic. It's done really well. Carl Urban, like the two main, uh, like most interesting characters, Billy Butcher and Homelander. They're both played by Kiwis. So highly recommend. Anthony Starr maybe is not as great of a person in real life as Carl Urban is in real life, but like I highly recommend The Boys because it is a really fascinating and enjoyable uh, look at superheroes from a perspective that hasn't really been explored. Walking Dead versus 28 Days Later. I haven't seen 28 Days Later, but I would actually probably recommend 28 Days Later over Walking Dead because it approached the zombie genre with fresher eyes than The Walking Dead did. So as a result, it feels more refreshing as a zombie series or show. But that's just me. Because like by the time Walking Dead existed, the zombie genre had been done multiple times, well, badly, but at that point it wasn't new or fresh, quite as fresh as it was with 28 Days Later, so it wasn't adding much, even with the early seasons that were very good. Then we also have Tiger and Bunny and Your Hero. Oh yes, I have a lot of the manga for My Hero. I have watched that up to a certain point. I think I watched up to the Overhaul arc when they actually started killing off characters, which, bold, bold move. But I also like Kohi Horikoshi, the creator, because he seems like a nice enough guy, and he deserves the success, honestly. But yeah, I would highly recommend The Boys, and if you're watching The Boys, this won't be relevant for a very long time, but I have taken inspiration um, from The Boys in certain aspects. I mean, I have because ultimately you're gonna realize pretty soon, especially in chapter two. But this comic is gonna be violent at parts, and there's gonna be some pretty solid like fighting and stuff in this, um, which is highly inspired by that hyper brutal style that The Boys does really really well. But yeah, I really like The Boys, and I haven't seen season three, but I've heard very good things about season three. Let me sell you on it. The virus has a traceable origin, and MC wakes up in a hospital and is abandoned. And it's abandoned. He breaks into vending machines and eats nothing but candy and soda. And a bit later, he actually starts to have health problems from all the sugar. The reality of that sold you on the movie. Nice. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to watch it. Do I just add a movie recommendation channel as well? I'll probably have to eventually, but like, you know, please no. Okay, thanks, Mass and Loki. If that's what The Boys is, then that sounds interesting. It's really cool. I really enjoyed it. Uh, I really enjoyed the first season. It was really refreshing. And to be honest, I have been burnt out from the Marvel movies. Hey, so it's perfect for you. Exactly what you're looking for. A nice, a more refreshing take on superheroes, though more violent, but still very good quality. Uh, you think I've seen a lot of anime, then the amount of movies I've seen will floor you. Oh god, probably yeah. Um, then you'll love it. Just watch episode one, and you'll be hooked. Oh god, yeah, episode one is fan fucking tastic, and it only gets better. Like Loki, since you've seen The Boys, who is your favorite character from The Boys? Because I feel everyone like not everyone has the same answer for this bit, but like I think everyone can agree that Frenchie is fantastic, like a fantastic character. Often the same concept. Did I show you my physical collection? I don't think you have. Frenchie, yeah, I love Frenchie. It's often the same concept but done over and over. Completely random person gets powers, their family dies in an accident or something that propels them to become a superhero, and they get a love interest. Marvel movies, you mean? Yeah, it is that. It is that. That's the algorithm. That's the thing. I freaking adore Frenchie. He's awesome. I also like Kimiko, but because of their dynamic, I felt really sad for uh, Huey's dad, played by Simon Pegg. If if you love Shaun of the Dead or the Cornetto trilogy, Simon Pegg is in the first season as Huey's dad. And actually, interesting fact, Mother's Milk is also really good. Yeah, I agree too. He's awesome. Way better than the comic version as well. I'm just gonna say it. He's way better than the comic version. He's fucking weird. I just wrote a Marvel movie in 40 seconds in just two sentences, pretty much. Yeah. Um, but interesting fact about Huey and his link to Simon Pegg. In the comic, Huey is based on Simon Pegg's character from Shaun of the Dead. And then when the boys came out, Simon Pegg was slightly too old to play Huey because Huey's a young man. So he ended up getting to play Huey's dad instead. There is also an animated series of the boys that has like alternate universes and kind of things like that, where there is one episode that follows the comic boys instead of the like TV series boys, and Huey is voiced by Simon Pegg, which I find really cool. You called it the Cornetto trilogy. That told me basically everything I needed to know about you. I love the Cornetto trilogy. I actually really enjoy The World's End. That might be an unpopular opinion, but I actually really enjoy The World's End. You loved Invincible. It was a very gory take on being a superhero, and it's animated. I need to watch Invincible. I'd love to watch it. Um, and I just gotta. I just have to at some point. I've seen clips of it, and I fucking love J.K. Simmons. So yeah, and I love the boys, so I know I will love Invincible. I'm actually almost considering reading the Invincible comics as well, just because I need research, I need resources for my own comics. So I should definitely be reading more comics anyway. But yeah, it seems super cool. Same in both regards. What did I think about Hancock? It's a really cool concept. Played out pretty poorly in the movie. Like, I like the idea of like immortal, eternal beings that are weakened the closer they are to each other. That's a cool concept on its own. And then a hero who doesn't want to be a hero as well. Also cool. Um, and for those of you who don't know, I studied a degree in film, but also uh, one of my final assignments was that I actually needed to make a short film or create a script and thesis for a short film. I studied primarily cinematography, but I made one, and it was a story about a hero who did not want to be a hero, and he actually basically disappears off the face of the earth, or goes like lives a nomadic lifestyle and hides from the world because he doesn't want to be a hero. Because I found that concept really interesting because I was in 20 when I graduate 2020, I was feeling really burnt out with superhero movies. And at the height of COVID, I was also just feeling really burnt out with being stuck inside. So I made a nomadic road trip superhero movie. The immortal alcoholic hero sounds great on paper. Yeah, kind of. It's like an interesting concept at the very least. And the lovers who can never be is always great. It's super cool. Yeah, I 100% agree. A hero who doesn't want to be a hero and is more like someone who gets the job done. There's $50 million in damages. Yeah, exactly. There's kind of stuff like that in The Boys, which is kind of cool, where they talk about the collateral and stuff like and concepts along those lines, which is really interesting. But then, like, it does one thing that the Marvel series really struggled to, where it explores heroes as people, but as flawed people. And so, you've got superheroes who have amazing powers, but they're also like perverts, or assholes, or racist, or things like that. And it's a really fascinating exploration of like, well, ultimately, these powers don't choose, like, getting powers. They don't pick favorites. So as a result, some bad people get superpowers, and the only reason that they're helping is because they're narcissists. Well, he's also an arsehole, but considering how much he has to do, I can see why. Check post your picks, please, for both our sake. Don't ask for movie recommendations. That's fair. That's fair. Let me check post your. Oh my god. Holy shit. Mind if I just jump to post your art, because it'll still work. Holy crap, that's one hell of a collection, Loki. Amazing. Those are, oh my god. Yeah, I was like, I saw the green, I was like, those are Xbox games. Wait a second. And then I like, oh. One is pure DVDs, the other is DVDs, anime, games, and TV shows. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. I need to update my shelves and stuff because I need more, like, I need more DVDs and stuff, and that's half. Holy fuck. Lord Loki, wow, holy shit. Yeah, I know, right? That's insane. Incredible, of course. Um, and I wish I had a collection like yours. But that also being said, I moved across the state last year, so most of my collection is disbanded and lost to all over the place. I lost my copy of Akira as well, which is heartbreaking. Um, wait, hold on, that's only a half. You have a gaming library, but it's not that. But it's not that either. Yeah, that's fair. And I've got another half case of stuff not put up and still in Canada. The first case was half. Holy shit. That's awesome, but also deeply intimidating. One day, one day. I'd love to have a collection like that, but for books as well as DVDs, I think. Love books. Love books. Um, and as someone who is so visual, I really like books for the purpose of like building upon that visual like library in my head. One thing I actually do a lot is that I will read books and then try and like build that visual description in my own head as opposed to like just looking at reference art. That's like, yeah, that's one of my big things that am a big fan of books for, that it really facilitates that. And still in America, not in Canada. Shit. That's insane. The wrong dial. You'd love a gaming desk that can hold all of your consoles instead of you having a few consoles on your desk. Yeah, that's fair. Me, my mum, and my grandmother all collected books. That's super awesome. Hey Frosty, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. How you been? I heard that you're thinking about coming back to streaming soon, Frosty. Excited? And I mean, I'm excited because I'd love to catch your streams again. Let me post that pic too. Yeah, we'll check that out in a moment. Yeah, not too bad. Just recovering from a sickness. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Taking care of yourself, I hope. Yeah, Def's keen to return to streaming. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Because I got to add your link to my Discord. Just got to figure out when. That's fair enough. Like, also, like, I'd be keen to see you streaming again, but also, like, don't take that as any means to rush as well. You do you. You take your time. Streaming comes forth as Giggles always says. Streaming comes forth. I gotta figure out when. It's what we do. We gotta take care of each other. We're streamers. We're all kind of in the same circles now at this point. But yeah, I would much rather you take care of yourself over just jump back into streaming just because I feel that needs to come back. Because you can come back whenever, and I know your community will be there for you. And you've added 3 consoles since you took that pick. That's super cool. Dude, you're currently thinking of a new logo and banner for content creation. Ooh, that'd be cool. I mean, you know me, I'm always keen on updating the styles and stuff. If you get in quick, you can commission me to do them. I think I've got 3 commission spots open on my Ko-Fi. But then also I kind of need to do Nex's stuff, but Nex won't, like, the thing about Nex is, like, she's actually got to start streaming before I force myself to do that. I want to you. Consoles are up in that channel. Cool, let's jump back. Hey, that's super cool. Let's go check them out. That's super cool, and it's like also, there's also like, there's only so much you can organize some consoles as well, but that is awesome. That's one hell of a collection there, Loki. Oh, nice, appreciate the offer, but the artist who did all your emotes was free and she's accepted your commission. Excellent. No, that's always good. And honestly, saves me time, so that's always fine with me. Added the PS4, PS5, and Series X since then. That's super cool. That's a lot of consoles. Good on you, man. Yeah, that's awesome. Nice collection, goddamn. Yeah, I have a PS4 and a Switch, and the PS4 like is just one that was given to me by my brother. How goes the art? Well, I'll show you. So we are currently on page 6. This is the wrong panel. I mean, this is the wrong guide. So currently on page 6, so it's completely new pages, completely new panels. So this is our latest panel. If I go back, so this is our latest page that has been completed. As you can see, it's more dynamic. I'm actually really happy with how that turned out. But this is the latest update. So I saw a video about someone called Pelennor Whitestrake in the Elder Scrolls universe. Who the fuck is he? Pelennor Whitestrake? You don't know who Pelennor Whitestrake is? Holy shit, have you been living under a rock? This is also an older page. Pelennor Whitestrake is the Knight of the Divine. The Knight of the Nine. Damn, the comic is popping off. We're getting real close to the end of chapter 1, so it'll actually be readable soon. For all those who are interested. Pelennor Whitestrake was the first champion of the Divines, and he fought against an elven demigod. And he's a pretty cool dude, I think. My memory of who he is vague, but basically he's talked about in the Oblivion, one of the Oblivion DLC, the Knights of the Nine. PS1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, N64, and Xbox One X in that one OG Xbox. In the closet, Atari, NES, SNES are still in boxes, and I added a PS4, PS5, and Series X since then. Holy fuck, that's a lot of consoles. Then I don't know who he is because I'm not an Elder Scrolls fan. Oh, and the Xbox 360. Of course, how can you forget? Elder Scrolls lore is straight bus and for real, no cap. Yeah, it is. It's fucking mental. Apparently he's like the biggest slayer of elves and stuff. Yeah, he basically killed like the king, the god king of the elves. But apparently that guy was like a pretty bad dude, so it was okay. But that's history, right? It's written by the victors. It was the first game's lore you really got into. Yeah, it's pretty like it's pretty readable as well. The Elder Scrolls lore, so I get that. I got super into it as well in high school. Like, can respect that, Frosty. People used to call me the Skyrim guy, uh, in high school, but I actually knew more about Oblivion. Um, sorry for not knowing who the fuck he is. Well, be better. What can I say? Can't wait for Morrowind in Skyrim's engine mod. That would be cool. Yeah, I should play Skyrim again. Thanks for I should. Well, I might stream Skyrim one day, but we'll see. I'm trying to play newer games or games I haven't played before I jump back into games I have played. Uh, Kind of sad you moved to digital in the Xbox One era, but you started sharing your account with your brother. Can only easily share digital games. Now you have over 1,000 digital Xbox games now. Holy fuck, that's a lot. And Sky Oblivion, that's going to be insane. It will be insane. I'm keen. I'm keen for that too. Also, where would I put the games? Hmm, that's fair. That is fair. You'd very quickly run out of space for all those games. You've been following the project since like 2019 and seeing it have a release window is crazy. Yeah, it's finally happening. It's finally gonna be a thing, not just a concept, not just twinkle in the milkman's eye. It will happen. Have I ever played Morrowind? I haven't actually. I own Morrowind. I just never got around to it. Also, you know me. I do struggle with games sometimes. My attention span for drawing is maybe like is incredible. Like I could sit and draw for hours and hours on end, but for games it's much weaker. So I do struggle to sit and play games for a long period of time, unless it's a game that is really monotonous, like American Truck Simulator. But it's just one of those things. I should play it, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I don't know if my attention span can survive it because I'm a dingus mouse. You had to declare your collection at customs. Had to do quick maths. 80 boxes of DVDs, 20 in each box. Average the price of $25, so 40,000. Fuck, had to get an add-on to your house insurance policy to cover it. Holy shit, that is a lot. That's so much. I don't even have a house. I mean, Grey Mouse does. He lives in a villa in a clock tower. That was my original design for him, as like a clock tower villa. But me, as a individual, don't have that. That'd be bussin'. Averaged it at $25 because games and anime and TV shows. Yeah, exactly. Like it's so hard to quantify, but about 25. 25 is about right. So it's good to average it there. That would make sense. Um, Have I played Daggerfall? If so, is it worth it? I haven't played Daggerfall. It's one of those games that kind of falls out of my timeline, I think. The games. If it's slightly too old, then I'm just not gonna get into it. Out of personal preference, more so than anything. Oh boy, 12 hours until you go back to Zids. Well, make sure you get your sleep before then. I also realize I should probably add the lights and stuff, but I'll do that next stream, or next time I'm just working on the comic. It'll probably be sooner than the next stream. Have I ever played Elder Scrolls Online? I think I played for like 5 minutes and then stopped. Hey Creo, how you doing? Doc Puppet Mouse. It's me. Doc Puppet, Grey Mouse Puppet. No, Greystock _ Puppet. Was redeemed, and I'm no longer doing time limits on them. Basically, just switch them out. I will say the day after it's over, I'm grabbing a bottle of rum and relaxing. Fuck yeah. Fuck, you've earned it. You definitely will have earned it. The amount of work you've put into helping Sid with a subathon is immense. So yeah, definitely take that break and enjoy the rum. Elder Scrolls Online, oh, when did you try it? Great, years ago. When it wasn't good. Or when it needed work, let's say. Not when it wasn't good, just when it needed work. A little more than 2 days, 12 hours until Diablo 4 early access. Sweet! Little less, I mean. Little less, yay, even better. That's exciting. Oh, also, by the way, chat, my birthday is coming up, and it happens to fall on a Tuesday, which is when I regularly stream. Now, my question is, do we do something special? Or do we just keep on with the comic? Which is kind of special for me, but asking out of curiosity. Yeah, that's fair. Me and M3 have recently gotten very into Elder Scrolls Online. It's in a much better space. Well, that's good. That's good to hear. Because honestly, it deserves to be in a better space. Yes, 3-day, 12-hour subathon. We're getting to that. That's the thing. So July is coming up, and that's when I'll do Beanstalk Week, which is my subathon, basically. But that'll be a 5-day subathon. No, it won't be a 5-day subathon. It'll be a 7-day subathon, or maybe 6-day. Because maybe give myself a day to be okay. But yeah, like, that's happening. I have a subathon coming up, but it's not going to be a subathon necessarily. Might be a follow-a-thon, because, like, that'd be kind of nice for me. But, like, yeah, Beanstalk Week is coming up, so it's just a warm-up then. Exactly. I don't think I could do a 24-hour subathon. A 12-hour subathon I think I could do eventually, once we actually get a little bit more traction. But, like, holy fuck, my body begins to hurt after, like, 5 hours of drawing and stuff, so I would need to take regular breaks. That's also one thing I'll be doing for Beanstalk Week, is that I will be taking bigger breaks, and it might just become just chatting when I'm taking breaks, but I'll be like standing and stretching and doing exercise and getting food and things like that. But yeah, that's also why I made the new assets, which Frosty, if you haven't seen, this is my new starting screen. I can look and see if you have any community game codes for us. That would be kind of cool. We'll look into it. We'll brainstorm. But this is my new stream starting screen, which is actually one that I've made dedicated to the stream starting screen. The previous one was a jumble of assets that I had made before that I just threw together maybe the day of my first stream or second stream starting screen, because the first one was one that I'd made but it was severely outdated. So this is the new one. That's Punga. He's my art assistant, and despite his appearance, he's an orangutan. He's not a little bear. He's an orangutan. He's a good boy. Just don't put the brainstorming at the last minute. Yeah, just please don't put the brainstorming at the last minute. Yeah. Thought he was an acorn. He kind of looks like an acorn. He's a sweet boy. But he is an orangutan. A really small orangutan. I was talking about this with Upright at the start of the screen. At the start of the stream. Because I'm a mouse. And Punga is significantly smaller than me. So he must be a tiny orangutan, or he's actually just a bean. He's like a baked bean that gains sentience and is just telling me he's an orangutan. Or an acorn that gains sentience and is telling me that he's an orangutan. Which would be dishonest of him. I hope that's not the case. Baked bean. You're a mouse, you can't tell the difference. Exactly. Oh, mouse, you've made a new emote if I'd like to see. I'd love to see. Let me just... that. Save it. And then it's to add to your sus emote collection. Oh, excellent. Loki's showing off Zid's amazing new emote, of course. I love that my stream is now just currently Dogan's eyes and me as a sock puppet. You now have 4 sus emotes. That's awesome. I need to work on a few more sus emotes. Oh, that's cute. I love it. This is Silly Goose. I love it. That's amazing. The BDSM goose. Hold on, I need to take a closer look now. Oh my god, yeah, it is. That's amazing. Like he's booba. Love that too. He joins. Antes. Oh my god. The pickle, fat pussy, and big cog. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's amazing. That's so smart. I love those so much. Those are like I really like them because those are like clever as well. Ah. Is there anything you can't do? Right. Amazing. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm actually so like, because my emotes are like, they're nice, but also they're pretty general. Made all those yourself? Amazing. You are, what an artist. Oh, I also just realized the Nev, the amazing Nev stuff, the Nev emotes that are cursed as fuck. In the past, you had a nut button, but the artist got banished to the shadow realm. Unsurprising. All these are self-made. Ah, love the turtle. I love the little turtle. But that's also the thing. I fucking love turtles. Turtles are amazing. Cute little creature. I just got a soft heart, I think. I just got a soft baby heart for cute little animals, as proved by Punga. Little goof bag. He just exists on my stream because I was just like, oh yeah, he's cute. I'll add him to my stream. That's it. That's literally the origins of Punga. I just saw, I found a Squishmallow that I thought was cute, and then I made a whole personality for him, and then I fell in love with that concept. So he became my assistant. You are from Australia, you are just fixated by animals that don't want to kill me. That's probably true. Honestly, yeah, got me. That's me in a nutshell. Mouse, when they signed the White Concord Treaty, wasn't it like we have to live to fight another day and save our culture and empire as well? Yeah, pretty much. The White Gold Concord was pretty much that kind of an agreement where they were, without it, they would have been, their culture and their civilization would have been just erased. The empire, yeah, the empire would have been gone. So to keep it around, they signed it, but it also had stipulations that were pretty fucking hard to deal with for the empire as well, like denouncing Talos and things like that. It's not a war crime if it's the first time. Yeah, then it's just a war misdemeanor. Because you get it, the Thalmor are shitheads, but at the same time, you want to keep what you have. Yeah, exactly. And they'd like, admittedly, they'd lost. So they were kind of, or they were going to lose. So they kind of had to make the deal, and then were like, well, there's no way we can just be okay with it, but also backing out of the deal makes us arseholes and makes us worse than our enemy. We agreed. We agreed to this deal. Sucks. It's really not in our favor. But what can we do? You made a war fucky wucky. I made a war oopsie. Touching your two fingers together, two pointer fingers together. What have you done? I made an oopsie. I made an oopsie. A war oopsie. There's bombs going off in our enemy nation. Or in our neighboring nation. Oops. I made an oopsie. I still like the quote from World War II about commanders. It was something like, in every other army, the commander guides the men. In America, the commander keeps the men from going crazy. Oh shit. That's fair. World War II was bad. Standing at standing at the end of my parents' bed, too nervous to tell them that I've done a war crime. Dad, I grew up. Didn't the dwarves make the snow elves turn into the Thalmor? Yeah, when no, the Falmer. When the dwarves said, "Hey, we can help you live in our cities," but how and why they did change them into the Thalmor? Yeah, but the Falmer, so the pale, pallid creatures known as the Falmer, they were used to be snow elves, but the dwarves were like, "We'll give you a place to stay," then enslaved them, and then died out and trapped them inside their caverns and caves and stuff. Fucking horrible. Pretty shit move, dwarves. That's not cash money of you at all. That's dick move. American troops look at it like, well, there's no one who can discipline us now. Let's have some fun. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. The amount of war crimes that were committed by, you know, the allies alone is terrifying. It's a horrible like perspective on war that you don't learn about until you're really like old enough to fully comprehend it. Fucking horrible. Did they enslave them because, well, we want people to do our hard labor, or was it revenge? It was a bit of both. It was like, well, they are dependent on us. So, and it's like it's such a horrible thing to say, but it's like they are dependent on us, so we can do whatever we want to them. And Canada is the worst, and that always throws me through a loop. Through a loop, yeah. Yeah, war is not a funny thing, but it's fucking grim. Grim happening. Wasn't the fun sock hop that we were led to believe at school. It's actually fucked. Was Pelennor Whitestrake and other elf unalivers the ones who drove them into hiding? Yeah. Yeah, he was one of them. Also, just the general war against the elves led to that eventually. Also, now I suddenly want to get more into I almost said Elden Ring. Jesus Christ. Elder Scrolls lore. Or ER lore? Elden Ring? Isn't it ES? Elder Scrolls? My brain no longer working? Elder Scrolls. Oh, thank God. Thought I was having a stroke. Have a call a bondulance. Also get into the Elden Ring lore, because it's good. Devastating and deeply depressing, but good. Lol, I had a stroke. All good. All good. It's bound to happen in a Grey Mouse stream. We all dumb here. My little mouse brain only has like 1 kilobyte of RAM. So it's like you gotta be patient with me. You gotta be patient with me. Your brain do stupid. Sometimes. Sometimes it do smart. Sometimes it do insightful commentary on things. Sometimes it talks about shitting its pants. That's why we're here. Why we enjoy the streams. It's unconventional. Jazzy. Unique. What we're here for. And actually, with that said, I'm pretty much done this panel. Might need to add the speech bubble, but other than that, where'd I put the speech bubble in the draft? There. It's actually outside the page. I don't need to add it. Sweet. Not sweet, I don't. It's all anyway. Oh, I've got a short for you. It's a military-based guy who does both informative and comical videos. Post in the Discord. Yes, please do. Is the elf who has a fucking huge statue and is the first time we get to see what the snow elves look like. I don't remember. I can't. I gotta be honest with you. I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge. I think I vaguely know who you're talking about, but I don't know. The name escapes me currently. He's sitting down, crisscross, and there's water below. That actually doesn't help. I know the statue you're talking about. The name is just escaping me. But it's almost 3 hours. That's fine if you don't have that deep knowledge. I don't have that deep snow elf knowledge. Oh. Let's see. But we're gonna building Legos with your niece. That's sweet. That's good. Hello, Zombie Slayer niece. Hope you're having a good evening with Legos. Did you like the Earth Defense Force video? I did. That was fucking excellent. That was so funny. Very into it. It was really good. I thought it was very funny. And very accurate for the game as well. Like, so accurate. Holy shit. I just checked anime recommendations. Nice. Oh, actually, why would I add them to my list? That is my list now. But yeah, let's get to rating out. Because it's almost 3 hours, so done a pretty good amount of illustrating today, and a good amount of chat. So we got one panel done with the conversation. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Our Falmer sections of Elder Scrolls, you love it or hate it. The Falmer? I love it because it's that grim history and that grim mythology that really tickles a part of my brain. It's depressing, it's dark, it's fascinating. What's the blast radius of that gun? Yes, yeah. So accurate, so funny. It's just like, if your friends are dead, they will be dead. And things like that. It's like, yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of the Falmer, they're alright. I like the dwarves because they're gone, so you can the only information you can gather about their existence is through secondary sources. And I find that deeply fascinating because we learn about them through the perspective of people who of a age of people who existed to detest them. And so we only get the negatives, or a great deal of the negatives, about the dwarves. And I find that deeply fascinating. And I loved his engineering. Yeah, super good. Something I love about Skyrim is that on your first playthrough, that you chose a stealth archer class, when of course that's what everyone chooses. Yeah, well, it's a really, it becomes super overpowered late game, which is super fun. But you know, nothing wrong with doing what everyone chooses either. Who are we gonna raid into? Who do I have? Tealful's playing Assassin's Creed. Oh, Mirage, which is the new one. So we're not raiding into Tealful after all the things we've said about Assassin's Creed. Yeah, and you loved his engineering in the video? Yeah, it was super cool. It was super good. And I fucking... He has like a mannerism about him that's very funny. And I like that a lot. And there's a lot of environmental storytelling. There's a mammoth that has dwarven arrows in its side, suggesting that it was shot by dwarves, and if not, then it was those who stow dwarven arrows. Yeah. Yeah, that one is cool. Is that the one caught in ice? The mammoth in ice? Because there's a mammoth trapped in ice in Skyrim. Though I'm actually thinking that might be the DLC in the DLC. Yeah, it's the one in the ice. Oh, okay. In the far, far north. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's not the one it's not the other thing I was thinking of. But yeah, that's super cool. Alan is playing Pokemon. That's true. Alan, Pokemon Legends. Yeah, let's jump into Alan. Have to go now, Zombie Slayer? All good. Thanks for sticking around. Really lovely to have you. Alan Arceus. I've not played Arceus. I actually stopped playing Pokemon after a certain period of time, but I love watching people play it. Let's jump into Alan's stream. Alan is great. He's super lovely. Those of you who are jumping in and raiding across, be sure to give him my love, and I will see you guys all. Something started yellow. That's fair. And I will see you all on Friday, where we will be playing more Control. But until then, see you all next time.